Welcome to another edition of Connecting the Dots, where thought leaders, game changers, and innovators share their tips, insights, and learnings. My name is Andy Waltenspiel, and I'm running a Munich-based consultancy for these industries. Today, my guest is Pedro Bandeira from Deutsche Telekom. He is VP Product and New Business. Welcome, Pedro. Hello.
Thank you very much, Andy. Thank you for inviting me. It's always good to have a chat with you.
Yeah, great to have you here. I think you had an interesting journey so far. So maybe tell our viewers a little bit about Deutsche Telekom and your role.
Yes, sure. So I actually joined in January 2019. My current position, as you know, is VP Product and New Business. What does it mean? So product, it's basically TV, it's broadband and IoT. And my mission when I landed in 2019 was to change and shape the product approach in Deutsche Telekom. As you know, we manage 10 markets across Europe. My initial task and the most important task to start is to make it a consistent product approach. It means the same product, but localized across the different markets. Mm-hmm. By doing this, the responsibility is also huge because we need to have a product. To have the same product, we actually need to have a product. And yes, part of it is also taking ownership of that product. So moving away from a very vendor approach or vendor-driven approach that we had in the past to a more in-sourcing approach in which Deutsche Telekom takes control of everything that is business related. This includes on the TV side, everything that is interaction related to the customer, but also the same on the broadband side.
So your original title when you joined, I think, was VP Transformation. So the change is baked into the title. Apparently, you have already achieved some of that because the transformation has disappeared from the title. So it's now new business.
It's not done. It's not done.
It's not done.
The transformation, as you know, it's twofold. So it's transformation in the product approach, but also transformation in terms of organization.
A lot of change. So what are the big initiatives that you're addressing right now with this change?
Let's first start discussing TV. TV has huge challenges right now for us as telecommunications operators. Now with content providers going direct to consumer, the question is, what is our role? What is our role as a telecommunications operator? Because we were in the past aggregating those content providers, presenting an integrated package, as well as a content experience, content discovery experience for the customer. Now, when these players go direct to consumer, the question is, what is our role for the future? Surprisingly, the answer is exactly the same. We just need to adapt ourselves to the future. And what does it mean? It means that those content providers, they are not competing with me. They are just a content provider, like I've been aggregating content providers for the last 15, 20 years. But aggregate them is not just to have them as an app, is to have them integrated in my content experience, in my UI, in my content discovery experiences. This is number one. Number two is that we need to integrate these providers so that you can subscribe by one click, have the service activated in a seamless way inside your UI. One click after the customer has subscribed, he has access not only on the device that he has subscribed, but also if he decides on a PC to log in directly into that OTT provider, he can use Deutsche Telekom credentials to do that. So this is a big change that is being built over two pillars. So content discovery and seamless subscribe and unsubscribe journey. Now, one very important thing is that this will be more and more successful as you have more and more fragmentation in the OTT space. So fragmentation in the OTT space will be the best friend for the telecommunications operator in the future.
Absolutely, because today, when you look at fragmentation, customers get frustrated that they need multiple subscriptions that stack up to a price which is higher than what they paid to Sky 10 years ago. And they have search costs, they don't find the stuff, and some even go to pirates.
That's the point. They get frustrated because it's very difficult to manage 5 or 6 different subscriptions on one side. They get frustrated because they do not know how to find content. Why shouldn't the customer just have a single UI experience to find content? When you have the same piece of content available in different places, you need to present it based on two axes. So it's cost on one side, it's quality on the other.
So quite some challenges on TV video. How about broadband?
So broadband it's not just about connectivity. It's connectivity and control. We in this industry have substantially underinvested in CPEs in the last few years. This is true also on the TV side, but it's even worse on the broadband side. So we have tried to have the cheapest possible CPE. Now, as you know, you pay for peanuts, you get monkeys, right? So if you are saving on the device, it means the device will not do more than what it can do. Now, at the same time, you are investing a lot on network, and you can only take advantage of that investment if you have the right CPEs to do that. And what is the right CPE to do that? So you cannot underinvest in such things as CPU and memory. Those are basic things that need to be there to support the software that we need to run to deliver a great product for the customer. Then on the connectivity side, you need to make sure that you have the forward-looking interfaces in terms of network connection, but also on the home network side. First, to make sure that you have the best possible hardware in terms of Wi-Fi, and then you also have solutions on your portfolio to extend coverage. On the control side, so this is a quite interesting discussion. It's a losing battle for everyone in the telecommunication industry if the only thing that we are competing on is speed. Because there is only so much speed that the customer actually needs. Now we need to create other factors that the customer can value. And we do think that control is it. So I know how my internet is performing. I can control it in real time anyway. It means that I know what my kids are doing. I can control what they are doing at any time. I have an advanced cybersecurity client on my router that protects everything that is going on my network. We are giving control back to the customer with regards to his internet experience. As on the TV side, part of the challenge is to make the experience a seamless experience. We have moved away from what we were doing 10 years ago, in which product definition and evolution was opinion-based. Here we are talking about the data-driven product.
Kaizen spirit.
Yes, indeed.
You gave a glimpse of aggregating video, broadband, security you mentioned, and others. What about gaming, voice, sound?
Gaming is interesting because for me, gaming is content. I have two challenges as I see it with gaming. Challenge number one is how do I integrate gaming into my content experience, mainly my content discovery experience. And it means managing content discovery and managing also the subscribe and subscribe experiences. That's number one. Number two is that gaming, as you know, has strict requirements with regards to quality. So mainly latency and jitter. Now it means that my internet connection, my broadband connection needs to be top. So this is true not only on the network side, but also on the home network side. And that's why the good equipments also make a difference. So gaming, we are trying to make sure that we are the best possible operator to play games by incorporating it in terms of content discovery, but also seamless subscribe and subscribe together with the best broadband experience.
Okay, I can see some gaming packages coming up soon.
No, I'm not saying that, Andy.
I know.
Don't get me wrong.
So, brings us to the famous question. If I gave you $100 million, what would you do with it? Now you're at Deutsche Telekom. Maybe do I need to increase to 2 billion? I don't know. So maybe we skip the fiber rollout everywhere for a second. In your product, where would you invest $100 million?
I think I've given some clues to that over the last few minutes. I think if on one side I'm preparing to have the best network, I need to have the best CPs. So we need to make sure that we do smart investment on the home gateway. So that would be my number one priority. My number 2 priority, just because we are not as bad there as we are on the broadband side, would be on the set-top box. So the set-top box, contrary to a lot of people that over the years, including myself, let's be honest, that said that set-top boxes are going to disappear rather sooner than later, they are still here. And I think with super aggregator role, they will most likely be here for some time. Now, when you're talking about big money, those are the 2 areas in which you would invest. When you're talking about less money, but also smart money, it's about getting the smart people to work in your company to develop the best possible software.
Pedro, that was a cool talk. We could probably continue for another hour, but this has been a great journey. Thank you for some of the insights of your inner thinking. Very cool. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Andy. Let me also personally thank you. I think the industry as a whole need more people like you that are here to help us, like you say, connecting the dots. Because at times we need someone that comes from the outside that will question, why are we doing something? Because for us, it's becoming just part of the reality. At times we no longer question. So people like you that come together, that question the way that we are thinking about things, that also help us think broader than the picture that we have inside our companies, are really what we need as an industry to move even further and be competitive for the future. So also a big thank you from me.
Thank you very much. Thanks.
Thank you.
Muito obrigado. So happy to challenge more and connect more dots and people.
Thank you, Andy. Thank you very much.
Thanks. Bye.